For centuries, the general store operated on merchant intuition. Inventory was packed onto any available surface, creating an aesthetic that was often cluttered and entirely passive, relying on the customer to find what they needed. Modern retail design seeks to move beyond this passive model. By treating the physical store as a series of calibrated touchpoints, operators can engineer a programmable interface that guides consumer psychology towards specific financial outcomes. Achieving this level of control requires breaking the store environment into 4 distinct interdependent layers: macro strategy, spatial layout, visual merchandising, and the underlying data infrastructure. In a market defined by razor-thin margins and volatile demand, traditional management based on gut feel or purely visual aesthetics lacks the precision to adapt. High-performing retailers survive by mastering all 4 of these layers simultaneously, eliminating friction to create a predictably scalable conversion engine. The first layer is macro strategy. A wholesale channel prioritizes bulk B2B distribution and volume, while a direct-to-consumer model focuses on high-margin B2C sales and absolute brand control. This distinction forms the channel positioning matrix. A brand's core value proposition determines its distribution path, ensuring the operational costs of the channel don't cannibalize the product's margin. The most resilient brands use a hybrid model. Nike, for example, maintains broad market reach through wholesale partners, while capturing premium margins through its own specialized direct-to-consumer stores. This model often hits a roadblock called the omni-channel disconnect. If inventory visibility is fragmented between corporate hubs and local franchises, the ability to convert an online lead into an in-store pickup vanishes. Strategic decisions here are high stakes. A consumer brand must decide whether to invest capital into a specialized flagship store or leverage retail media networks within their existing wholesale partners. Granular floor plan optimization loses its effectiveness if the overarching macro channel strategy fails to align with the brand's financial objectives. Moving to the spatial layer, this schematic uses cognitive mapping. The green entrance leads to a decompression zone where transitioning shoppers ignore displays. Past this, 90% instinctively turn right to high-margin inventory. Finally, a perimeter loop maximizes dwell time over a utility-focused grid. Operational efficiency also relies on accessibility. Wide aisles and clear pathways prevent the physical congestion that leads to psychological friction and eventual cart abandonment. Store layouts act as physical funnels, converting architectural space into a predictably scalable path toward a final purchase. On the shelves themselves, visual merchandising employs the stimulus-organism-response model. It uses specific visual cues to trigger internal cognitive states that lead to a purchase. Mathematical principles like the rule of 3 break visual monotony. Merchandisers use the pyramid principle, creating a hierarchy that directs the eye. This aligns with visual biases. Shoppers scan horizontally to identify a category, then vertically to locate a specific SKU. Product positioning follows this logic. Items at eye level see the highest conversion rates, while tactile products, those defined by texture or soft materials, are often more effective at touch level, just below the waist. To increase the average order value, operators use cross-merchandising. By placing complementary but contrasting items in the same visual field, the store prompts add-on sales without requiring a sales associate. When these techniques are executed correctly, visual merchandising functions as a silent sales force, directly influencing the stimulus-response mechanism to increase the total basket size. Managing these physical layers at a global scale requires an invisible data infrastructure to synchronize stock levels with fluctuating real-time demand. This layer evolves into agentic AI. These systems move beyond prediction, acting as autonomous agents that independently execute operational tasks to resolve supply chain gaps. An agentic tool can dynamically adjust reorder points and orchestrate fulfillment by cross-referencing real-time logistics data with local sales velocity. This infrastructure enables zero-interface retail. IoT sensors and automated replenishment systems allow the traditional ordering interface to disappear, effectively automating the entire supply cycle. The primary barrier to this automation is data siloing. When legacy point-of-sale systems cannot communicate with inventory databases, managers make decisions based on outdated information. Without a unified agentic data layer, even the most optimized floor plan or merchandising strategy will eventually falter due to stockouts and fulfillment delays. These 4 layers of the retail engine are entirely interdependent. Visual merchandising depends on floor plan flow, layout depends on macro positioning, and the entire physical environment depends on the precision of agentic supply chain execution. Modern operators manage the physical store as a dynamic, data-generating interface. To identify immediate gains, managers should cross-reference floor plan heat maps against POS sell-through data. This reveals exactly where spatial friction obstructs the conversion path. In an omni-channel landscape where speed and efficiency are the primary differentiators, mastering this deterministic architecture is the only way to ensure long-term scalability.